Well, hello. How are you today? And once again, I'm apologize that I am not able to actually be in the group. Facebook saw one word in a post, which was victim, not like victim being, in a bad way, but they obviously didn't like it. And I can't go and do lives. But anyway, I'm here and we're going to still make it work. And sometimes it's just life's challenges or, we have to pivot. I like to say everything is always about pivoting. So welcome to today's call. Welcome to my page and my group. And I'm so excited to have you here. So make sure to comment below that you've watched the replay and share a little bit about yourself. Let me know if you have some questions and what topics I can talk on, because I do a weekly Zoom. And today's Zoom, which is a powerful one, I'm actually just going to go into my Facebook group for a second just to see if anybody is there thinking, I don't have the Zoom number, I can't figure it out. But today's topic is, which we all know, right, is, sorry, where am I here? Is how fad diets are killing you. And they really, really are. And where do we start? So I'm Yvonne Stanton and welcome to my group and welcome to, seeing me either on Instagram and finding me here. And maybe you're here because you want to do the free masterclass that is starting next week, which will also be on Zoom. So we always do the masterclass now on Zoom anyway, because it's more interactive. And then the ones that want to be on there are on there and you're getting the information. And it's great to have feedback and to be able to chat with you. All right. So today, though, which is still all a part of the journey of trying to lose weight and to stop sabotaging ourselves. And why do we look for fad diets, right? We don't even know they're fad diets. Let's take the word fad out for the second. So when we are in a place of not feeling good about ourselves and we've put on some weight, and maybe you've put on 25 kilos and you're really not comfortable in your own skin anymore. You know that feeling? You feel uncomfortable, right? Like you go to your bedroom and you're going into your wardrobe and you really look at your clothes and go, what's happened? It's an uncomfortable place. Like I get goosebumps talking about it. And I totally understand. And let me just share a little bit about my background because there's quite a few new people here. So my journey in this game of loving my body and wanting to eat the foods I loved came from doing the complete opposite, right? I wasn't eating. I was in an industry, which was a dancer, and everything was judged on how you looked. So that's where my journey began. And I was in that industry for about 20 years. And, you would come into an audition, you would dance, and then sometimes they would stand you up in a line and you would be judged, shortest to tallest. And obviously they're looking at your shape, they're looking at how you fit in. And that part really wasn't where it started. It was more that I got involved and I worked on a cruise ship for 2 years. And the lady who's a good friend of mine, but the woman that I was rooming with was absolutely had a food issue. I guess the word I'm saying, trying to think, what was she about? She was just, oh my gosh, she just didn't want to eat things and didn't eat that, didn't eat this. And I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I started worrying about my weight and it all spanned from there. And literally it up and down for years and years and years, from eating to not eating to starving myself, one meal a day, like eating like dry cereal in the morning, trying to limit, but not knowing really what to even eat, right? Sorry, here's some stuff out there. And I took laxatives. I couldn't, if I could have used my finger, I probably might have been anorexic. but I couldn't. I just couldn't do that. I couldn't make myself sick. So I controlled myself by what I was putting into my mouth and limiting, but eating still a lot of the wrong foods. And when we're eating the wrong foods, we're going to be lacking in other areas, right? So why do we go for this? What is it that has changed in our mental state to think that we can't have a balanced diet of still having some chocolate, still having a piece of cake, still having a glass of wine, still having some pasta? Where has all this come from? And it's come from marketing, right? It's come from the world and nutrition in the grocery stores that, you know, all of a sudden you should have lactose-free, fat-free. Oh my God, I was a fat-free. I bought everything fat-free. And it took me a long time to allow myself to have full fat. Really? Are you there? Are you experiencing this? And as you're sitting here and you're listening to me, and I want you to really think about where you are and why you think you may be where you are. Because the industry, it's not your fault at the end of the day. It really isn't. It's been all these things coming at us. And when we start thinking about it and it becomes our main focus is food, it's what's growing, right? Because that's what you think about all the time. So all you think about is the food. What can I eat? Should I eat that? I want to have that. And it spirals out into this obsession, because now you're having an obsession with food. And it shouldn't be an obsession. It should be just, you know, you have your breakfast, you go to work, go have the kids, have lunch, go do stuff, maybe have a little treat, have dinner, and not be so stressed about what we're eating and when we're eating. But it's all out of control now. We don't know. We don't know what we're looking for. We don't know what we should eat. We don't know what exercise we need to do. We don't know. We feel, and hence why now there's, like, let's face it, this industry is $1 trillion industry, the health and wellness industry. And I really hope that I can help you start seeing a difference in yourself. And obviously I love helping you. And I've done, you know, you can take what I give you and you can implement it into your life now. And if you want to work with me on a more really getting it nutted out, you know, get yourself to the position you want to be, lose the weight in the right way and sustainably, and knowing and understanding what you are eating, the amount of food you're eating, and all of that, love to help you as well. All right. So there's lots of different ways you can work with me. And I look forward to helping you if you need my help, that assistance. Otherwise, you know, this stuff that you're learning today, that I'm even speaking about today, is going to give you some ideas, right? It's going to help you look at yourself and say, what do I need to do? So I'm going to go now back into, let's just dig right into this whole FAD diets. Okay. So why do we even, you might not even know you're on a FAD diet. You don't know it until I ask you, right? I'm saying, like, what have you struggled with? What FAD diets have you been doing? And I get people, you know, you're saying, oh, you eat too much sugar. You haven't been able to lose weight. You don't like being on a diet. No, you shouldn't be on a diet. I don't like that word. It's not a diet. The only reason I use that word diet, it's more in a bigger sense of knowing what you're eating in a healthy way, right? Like the 4 food groups, right? So if you don't know the 4 food groups, well, that's where you want to start, right? And so going back into marketing and why this whole industry, wellness is $1 trillion business, is because of the department stores, is because everyone's coming up with the fast way to lose weight. And I hate to tell you this, ladies, there's no fast way. There isn't, not if you want it to be sustainable. If you have been able to lose weight in a quick way and doing some of these shakes, dropping sugar, no carbs, having more protein, all that, no, you know, you can lose the weight quickly, but are you putting it back on? Because normally you put it back on and plus some. And I know most of you, you've done this, right? That's why you're here. You want to stop all that. You want to start getting your life in order. You want to take that pressure off yourself. You want to love your life. Walk into your wardrobe. And wouldn't it be nice to just walk into your wardrobe and go, yeah, I'm putting that on tonight? Because I remember not being able to do that. I remember having to try clothes on, feel them. They feel tight on my stomach. I don't like how they fit on my butt. My legs are they're too tight on my legs. Like I didn't even wear jeans for so many years. I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like my legs and my bum. They were bigger and I didn't want to have them on. So I always wore either a dress or a skirt or baggy pants, right? Like the dress pants. And I was in a corporate business. What a horrible place to be. I don't want you to be there anymore. We want to love ourselves. We want to love the way we look. We want to look in the mirror and go, I look great. I'm happy. I'm seeing progress, right? You're never going to arrive. There's no arriving at this weight, right? So if you're thinking that, you need to stop that. We don't arrive at a certain weight. This is going to be a transformation in your way of life, right? To keep it off in a sustainable way. And I know I've shared some results from clients where they've seen a transition, and why that is quick is because don't you want to always see the results quick, right? When you have been dieting and trying to figure out how to lose weight and you don't, and then you have you lack the confidence to actually even want to invest in yourself. So now I'm talking, okay, if you want to invest in taking a course, you feel this pressure, like it's not going to work. So you're not worth investing. And so I ask you this. So what happens if you don't invest in your health and you keep putting weight on, and where does that go from there? You invest in your car, right? So let's just take the whole body out for a second and think we have a car we drive around and we look after the car. It goes into the service station. We have to make sure it's running well. We fill it up with petrol to make sure it's going to get us from point A to point B. We're the same. We're our car. Is your car slow? It's lacking energy. It's chugging along in life. It feels really heavy. You know, like I say, it's a backpack of stuff that you haven't unfiltered. So it's like your car is full. You can't see out the back because there's so much clutter in there. And we need to declutter, right? So FAD diets, no, I'm getting out of, a little bit of the FAD diets and what I want to talk about today, but it all stems from the same stuff, right? It's all stemming from you've been in this process, you've been trying to lose the weight, you don't know how to lose the weight, and you get to this, I got to lose the weight, I want to see it now. And that's why you're searching online and searching for an easy way to drop the weight. And if you find an easier way that you drop the weight, you normally don't lose the weight because it all comes back on, and it's unsustainable because you're not eating the foods you love and it's too restrictive. Even intermittent fasting, the keto, there's all these different things that you can do, but there will come a place normally where people go, I'm just not happy there. I don't enjoy it. It's a bit of work. Nutrition shouldn't be work. Loving our body shouldn't be work. We need to enjoy the process. We need to enjoy the exercise that we're doing and doing it consistently. Because let's face it, if you're in your 40s and going into your 50s, life gets more challenging with our metabolism. And we need to work on this, right? Because it does slow down. But I'm a testament that you can be whatever size you want to be. I'm turning 55 this year. I am in the best shape of my life. And I have my wine, I have my cheese, I have my pasta, I have my pizza, my chocolate, right? Sustainably. But it's the consistency to be sustainable. So FAD diets are giving you none of that, okay? So here we go. So some of the signs of fad diets: claims of fast and easy weight loss. You know, you're going to eliminate certain food groups or bad groups. It requires you to buy dietary supplements sometimes, labels as fat burners, weight loss aids, metabolism boosters. Oh my God, I used to buy all those things, the metabolism boosters. And there was some vitamin thing. Oh my God, I was buying all of that stuff. What else? No need to exercise. That's rubbish, right? You know, we have to move. We have to move. We have to be burning calories. Highlights, you know, specific food groups, such as like, you know, grapefruit's going to help you lose weight, or maple syrup, lemonade. You've got the soup, you know, the special soup, have soup, cabbage, the cabbage diet. Sound familiar? Are you resonating with this stuff? So when we start doing this stuff, here's what's happening. You're probably not even getting some of the food groups that you need to have. So when you're feeling tired and have even depression or lacking the energy, it can be because you're not getting enough of maybe your carbs, the good carbs, or maybe enough protein to keep you full. Maybe not enough fiber, because sometimes when we do these fad diets, we're also not going to the toilet, right? We're not having food come in and making sure it's going out the trash. It's important. You should be going to the toilet 3 times a day. Every time you eat, we need to empty the trash. Now, I would say I'm definitely 2 times, but sometimes I'm 3 times. Depends on what I've had. You know, cutting back your calorie, we do need to be in a calorie deficiency, but it needs to be a sustainable one. Not going down to 1,200 calories, you're in starvation mode. That's a starvation mode. That's where our body normally just sits at doing nothing. And our life is full of lots of things, right? We're moving, we're doing exercise, we're walking. That's not exercise. Walking's just part of our daily activities, right? You're walking to the grocery store, you're walking to the post office, you're walking to pick your kids up. So you could also not be having enough good fats. It's really important to have those good fats. They help with our cholesterol level. So when we don't eat the right foods, it can lead to disease and to have problems in our health. And what cost is that at? Imagine getting diabetes because you haven't been eating the right foods and you're eating too much of this or that. You know, we need whole grains. And this is a whole other conversation, but I think it's going to be one I'm going to speak of. So if it resonates with you, let me know. But being in fight and flight, right? Like when we're in this, when our body is in a status of fight and flight. And if you don't know what fight and flight is, just do a little Google on it. You're like in that anxiety mode. What happens when we are unhappy in our own life, in our body, it will actually start eliminating food for us and give us issues. For instance, you might think you have IBS, right? Which is irritable bowel syndrome. You could suffer from thinking you can't have gluten. Might also be an intolerance to lactose. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have an intolerance to it, but it affects me, right? There's the difference. I can feel the congestion because that's what lactose does. You can get constipated from it, eating too much of it. And this is why it's all about that balance, right? Balance, 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 sustainably. When you have, you know, low fat products, food, there's other things in there, probably more sugar, more chemicals, things that your body can't even break down because you're looking at the calories versus what's in it. All right. Olive oil, so healthy for you. It's good for your skin, but it is high density in calories. You know, not having breakfast. I don't believe in that mentality. We wake up, the first thing our body is wanting, it's the smartest thing we know, it wants to be fed. And when you do FAD diets and you're eliminating foods and you're not listening to your body and in alignment with what you're needing, because you're all about wanting to lose the weight, you're throwing everything out and it will show up. You know, your hair might start breaking, your nails will get soft. You might have bloating in your stomach, your skin, your color of your skin can change. Your moods change, your sex drive changes. It's a whole kettle of fish, ladies, and it's like, stop it. All right. So why do we stop it? Because of all those reasons. So what do we do from here? Eat 3 to 4 meals, even 5 a day. Have a nice, healthy breakfast. Have a snack. It might be a hard-boiled egg. It might be an apple, a banana. Have a nice lunch. Sit down, have your lunch. Don't stand up. Enjoy the meal, right? Eat slower. Afternoon, have your piece of chocolate. Have another coffee. And then you're going to make sure you have a really balanced dinner. Some protein, some carbs, some good fats, glass of wine, right? That's the balance. That's the balance and sustainable way in getting your body to do what it's supposed to do naturally. All you're doing is playing with its own mechanism, but eventually it just will not work properly. And then you're back at, you know, putting the weight back on because you haven't been eating the right foods, and you're just in this momentum of starving yourself, doing the FAD diets. You go back to eat, you put on the weight, right? You see what happens? And it's because your system doesn't know when it's being fed, and it's holding on to everything that you feed it because it doesn't know if you're going to feed it, how many times a day you're going to feed it. And it will hold on to food until it knows that it's been regulated and getting 3 to 5 meals a day. So I really hope that this has helped you. I really hope that you're getting why FAD diets are killing you. Seriously killing you. We want to live healthy. We want to stay healthy. We want to have that great energy, have your hair look really healthy. I remember my hair was falling out at one stage. This is going back like easily 20 years, right? Because yeah, I can just see it when it was happening. I was so stressed. I was trying to control. I wasn't eating properly. I was missing meals all the time. I'd have a little bit of something in the morning, not have anything all day until I was starving, and then eat dinner, you know? And I had all this breakage in my hair. It was all dry. And I wasn't emotionally in a good place, right? Like, it's not healthy. So anyway, I hope you've gotten some good tips with this. I hope you understand why you want to stop having FAD diets and start eating. Okay. Think about what you eat. Think about it. And I have a free meal plan. So go to the side and grab it. It's at least gives you some boundaries, what food you should have. And obviously, if you need a little bit more, you know where to reach me. Book a quick call in with me and we'll have a chat and try to set you up. All right. Have a fabulous Thursday, and comment below that you got some great content from this. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Comment below. Also, I'll put the information on regarding the masterclass as well. All right. See you guys. Bye.